Is braid to a leader on a spinning reel really necessary? I don't know. You ready to run a gun? It's time for blast off. Let's go. Hey guys, Tyler with you. Welcome back to Bassin 101. Trick talk of the day. Woo! I get a lot of emails from guys and texts and stuff about, I just use straight line. I don't worry about it. Or I just use straight fluorocarbon, or I won't fish a spinning reel unless I have braid to a leader and this, that, and the other. And it just kind of makes me think a little bit. Is it really a necessity to have braid to a leader? Well, here's how I look at it. I know some guys fish one or the other, and a majority of you fish both as far as casting and spinning. But we all know that a spinning rod doesn't have the hook setting impact that a baitcaster has. That's just a given. It's just the layout of the combo. That's all it is, just the layout of the combo. The way I look at it is, if you don't have a very strong hook set, especially with a spinning rod, I would say go braid to a leader. It's going to increase your hookups. I mean, it definitely makes it more sensitive. I mean, without a doubt. But what about you guys that don't like braid? Well, let me tell you a little trick. Anybody who's familiar with it, Trilene XT, and I always come back to this, or even Big Game. But I'm thinking Walmart. I'm thinking where you can go easily and buy this stuff. Not everybody has a tackle store in their area. Not everybody has a big box store in their area. But pretty much everybody's got a Walmart. Trilene XT is stiffer line. It's designed basically for bait casters. You can throw it on a spinning rod in a 4 and 6 pound test, and you're fine. It will cast, especially if you use line and reel magic. It will definitely cast. Now, if you're using braid to a leader, you can get away with XT as a leader. Just remember, the higher pound test you go, the more of that slap you're going to hear through the guides. And if you're using micro guides, I would not go above, say, 8 pound. Because if you go 10 or higher, you're going to really get that slap. And you're actually killing a third of your cast. So if you have regular guides, you can go up to 10, 12 pound, maybe even 14. I've done that. But you gotta have a little bit bigger guides. As far as fluorocarbon, I've tried to throw fluorocarbon, even smaller diameter fluorocarbon, on a spinning reel, and it don't cast for crap. I don't know what these pros are doing with the fluorocarbon, or if they're just bold-faced lying about using fluorocarbon just because they're sponsored by a line company. But I'm telling you, I have tried fluorocarbon on micro guides. I've tried it on regular guides, vintage oversized guides. It won't cast for crap. So that's just my experience with it. I mean, if you have no problems with it, by all means, use it. As far as straight monofilament, I know a lot of guys that use a straight monofilament, and a lot of my vintage combos that I like to play with, they have straight monofilament. But I will admit, even with straight monofilament, I do lose some of that hook setting power. Especially if you're fishing in a brush pile, you definitely don't have that hook setting power. Unless you're using like a copolymer type of line, which they really don't make much anymore. But back in the old days, and I've got a lot of it, is the copolymers or tripolymers. They don't have near as much line stretch. So I don't know. I mean, it's still personal preference, but I just wanted to give you a guide on that. Is, you know, if you lack hook setting power, whether it's due to injury or arthritis or whatever, or you just don't have a spinning reel strong hook set, I would strongly suggest trying Braid to a leader. And that's the only reason I use Braid to a leader, is because of my wrist injury, which it feels so much better over the years. I don't even have to tape it much anymore, hardly at all. But I can still get a good hook set on a spinning reel, but it's just easier to get that direct hook set with Braid to a leader. And I use a pretty good sized leader. I use probably 15 feet at least. I try to double the length of the rod plus a length. So basically triple the length of the rod is what I put on there. I probably put on a good 10 to 15, 20 foot. At least 15, 20 foot. But that's just because I just don't have to retie that knot again. I use an FG knot, which is a great knot. But man, it makes you say words you didn't know existed. But anyway, I just want to throw that out there, guys, because I know some of you thinking about it. I just wanted to give you the pros and the cons to it. So until next time, remember, new techniques are trendy, but bass never change. May the Father bless you and keep in Yeshua's name, and as always, fish on.